Hello, survivors! Today we start a series of blogs about the upcoming season that will start in September. The survivors have reached a heroic victory over Lloyd, and it led them to new opportunities. The scavengers have found a lot of interesting parts in the depths of the mad scientist's hideout. Those findings, along with the emergence of Aris, the new leader of the Ravagers, will lead to a new conflict between two coalitions. But let's not spoil anything for now. Some of you already know that the new season will introduce vertical mechanical legs, but it's not the only new feature that awaits us. Let's start with the new legendary rocket launcher and the new legendary support module that can boost the attack of a number of modules of different types at the same time. Are you intrigued? Let's dive in. Legendary Rocket Launcher. The new legendary rocket launcher comes from the Scavengers faction and allows you to deal high amounts of blast damage in an area. The weapon fires a burst of several fast, maneuverable rockets that will fly like a swarm towards the targeted area and explode upon hit. The new weapon's perk will focus on rewarding skillful and precise shooting. Each hit upon an enemy will boost the damage of the next volley. In addition, it will also increase the reload speed of the rocket launcher. Legendary Support Module. The new module is similar to the Omamori and Averter, in that it also boosts the parts that are attached to it. But the new module functions not as a defensive part, but as an offensive one. It amplifies various attack parameters depending on the parts that are attached to it. It is possible to boost weapons, cabins, and engines with it. If you attach a weapon to the new module, it will get a boost to damage. A cabin will get a bonus to maximum speed, and attaching an engine to the new module will result in an increase of the power parameter of the armored vehicle. The most amazing part is that you can attach all three types of parts to the new module and get all three boosts at the same time. But be cautious. The new module explodes when it gets destroyed, and it can't be installed alongside the Averter or Omamori. We are eager to see how you will use the new module to get maximum efficiency out of it. It has a lot of potential. New structural parts. This is only the beginning. See you in the next devblog entry, which will come along soon. Stay tuned. They sound good, but limiting the new legs to heli mode only is a sure way to see that they're never used. I suggest reverting that decision and having them in any mode. Why did you get 3 downvotes? It is true that the legs do not need to be in another mode. Because it's me. And I've commented that's usually why I get downvotes here. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the legs should absolutely not be restricted to one mode and one mode only. They should be available to use in every mode. They had to edit the maps for heli mode. If the new legs offer movement other legs, or wheels, don't, they'd have to use those maps. It seems reasonable to limit new legs to those maps until they figure out if it breaks the other maps. So why they even little nerfed HVY cabin, co-driver speed, when they now add speed damage module for Draco bricks? And still wheel need nerf in grip for heavy cabins. 6 wheels have more grip push than 11 MLs. Devs troll us. Why the nerf? To make brick users buy the new stuff. To get rid of the skillless trash meta ruining the game. I'm going to guess another huge fall-off in players. Just take one update and fix what you've made trash. Rebuff all the nerfed craftable weapons. Remove enhanced auto-aim. Add some maps. Stop ruining events by giving such terrible rewards. Realistically, if Exto just dropped 100 uranium in every account, it would lower the market entirely, making everything more accessible and fix the whale issue. Most regular players won't even touch a set of relics before the game dies. New module fix. Doesn't explode 3 to 4 energy. Only one mode is active at a time, like Omnibox. It's either power, speed, or DMG. Great! Another module that's gonna buff meta builds further than it is. It replaced the OMA for something different. That's all, by making bricks faster and stronger, but with less Dura on their guns. Just wait until the Flame Tards build, so the Dracos are touching it. They already don't use an Omamori, as they don't lose their guns, or mount this to a Cerberus or Tusk cabin. Well, it's clearly going into my breaker, Chotverse Mars. And how about reverting the Tusk, boosters, and ramming mechanic changes? Will the new support module enhance the Tusk's damage, at least since these builds have no other weapons but the cabin itself, which does pathetic amounts of damage since you nerfed it to the ground in case you forgot. Also, the Dozer Blade looks awesome. Your designers still know the drill. The worst dev I ever see by far, honestly. Free the blueprints. Inventory space, while we're at it too. I am nowhere near the limit, but I can imagine this gets to be a big problem when it comes. New Omamori, but better? Depends. Omamori is a must, because you can lose your guns so F-King fast. At least this trades durability for DMG, you cannot stack both. Edit. This is still looking an insanely powerful module, but I'd say the jury is out on how OP or straight-up trash it will be. Yes, I agree. This module will not be on every build, but I already can smell the impulse builds. They have very small hitbox. They can be used without OMA with it. Well, I already have ideas on what to do with it. It'll be on my Jorm hover builds, 2 Jorms attached to it, along with my power-fused Colossus. But if it doesn't touch my max speed, and I'm still stuck at 85, then I'm going to be run down by dogs. So, who knows? Hovers are hard-capped. It'll boost the cabin's top speed, only so not that great. If it boosts my engine's power by a percentage, I might have a chance of outmaneuvering them. I'm already power-fused Griffin, power-fused Colossus, and acceleration-fused hovers, and I can't change directions faster than a full-speed fire dog. But maybe with a bit more power I can. The way they describe this thing, there is no way this is not going to be ridiculously overpowered, haha. Well, it also depends on other parameters. Its size, durability, weight, energy cost. Also, the new module explodes when it gets destroyed, just like a generator. So if you put your mammoth on such a module and you face a piercing weapon, it will be just a big boom. Just the fact it can increase cabin speed is a huge issue. Draco bricks are going to be the only ones to abuse all perks. Most others will only be able to abuse 1 or 2/3 of them. Cool, but what about enhanced auto-aim? Get rid of that crap. It's ridiculous. I think they added it because the majority of the player base could not hit the broadside of a barn from 2 feet away. After this, most of them wouldn't be able to hit the side even if they stand inside. Dogs will have a field day with this one. Yeah, well, dogs are killing the game because they are OP and everyone is playing them because they are very strong and they make more stuff for dogs because they are the most played. It's a circle of death. Maybe one day they won't be the meta anymore. But then something better will probably appear. At least the next thing won't use a bug to be strong. Dracos deal 200 to 25 DPS per, and bugs deal 250 DPS per. Drop that stupid piece they never needed, and drop Draco damage 35%, and bug damage 15%. I'm intrigued by the vertical mechanical legs, but I really hope the plan isn't still to restrict them to rotor-enabled modes only. That's incredibly boring. Let us use new things in PvE content as well. True that there's no point of adding them to heli modes, only they are not much different than normal mecha legs, probably. Not something that should separate them from 90% of the player base. They can jump to places only a Healy might be able to hit 'em well. Though on that note, just make 'em unable to jump in the non-Healy mode. Done. Scrap the Syndicate season theory. This is a Scavengers-themed season. Weapon looks amazing, feels a bit low quality on textures, but the design, it's cool as heck. The module sounds powerful, but since it's on nodes, it may balance it a bit and make it harder to armor it and place it properly before it becomes full on meta. The structure parts. Finally! A scoop! Art Builder's been wanting actual scoops. Now we can scoop people much better. And the L-shaped part is intriguing. To be fair, the structure parts are hard to know about their pins, so those need to wait to be in-game. So, a proper mortar-styled weapon, finally? Or is this more like a legendary toe with maneuverable rockets, meaning we control it ourselves? Also sounds like it could be a legendary cricket. Good, but the implications this has for overall game balance is still terrible, even with this restriction. More specifically, seriously? So you guys have been trying to trim the excessive speeds down with the Phobos nerf, reducing cabin speed upgrade bonus, and the small nerf to fin whale. Only to add this? You do realize heavies still being faster than they have any right to be is the entire problem, right? This is just going to undo the previous nerfs. Can we stop buffing bricks, please? Many of us are absolutely tired of this stagnant and stupid W warrior bullshit. They take away with one hand only to give it back with the other, just as long as you pay for the pass and buy packs. That's their whole business model, RN. If you think you will bring any players back or make players keep playing by releasing another broken module, you are so wrong, it's just crazy. Prepare for another massive dip in player base, as flamers are still not addressed, and new module is direct buff to Draco Brick. Those rockets are giving me Armored Core Missile Pack vibes. That support module sounds insanely unbalanced to boost damage without a requirement is already very powerful, but to also simultaneously boost the cabin's speed and power from an engine Omamori only adds damage protection and doesn't give back heal the parts on it. So why would this module increase damage dealt and increase top speed and increase power? Oh, great! So you did nerf the speed of our vehicles so you could sell us new speed-enhancing module? Who would have thunk, eh? I guess at least the explosion will allow one to make a build that's somewhat of a glass cannon. I like that.